There is a serious problem in the Helldivers community, and it's a toxic player base. Nah, I'm just messing with you. This community is amazing, and I'll tell you why. I'm John, this is Mediocrity in Action. I'm going to share the worst thing that's ever happened to me in Helldivers 2. Jumping right into it with a little backstory, I want to share a secret. I'm extremely uncomfortable playing games with strangers. I used to be pretty hardcore in World of Warcraft, but I was always with friends, family, guild members, I was super familiar with the content, or I was crazy overgeared for it. I had a safety blanket and never went in by myself. I eventually quit WoW and I tried a few games here and there, but it was always the same story. Some D-bag would grief me because I was new, and I just don't have the time and patience for that crap. I'm not going to name games, but we all know more than a few that if you're a new player, you either need to be a natural or have some good friends to carry you while you learn the ropes. I don't have that much natural talent or that many gaming friends, so I was stuck playing against either bots or sticking to solo games. I stuck to the single player life for about 8 years, with the occasional foray out onto the internet, usually when I had to do something to get a special item, a trophy, or whatever. But the most multiplayer game I got into was Death Stranding, and it was great. No grief, no fuss, just people helping people out without ever even seeing them. It was hardly multiplayer, but it gave me hope seeing that there were people out there that were in it for a greater good other than just their KD ratio. When Helldivers came out, I couldn't say no to it. It was Starship Troopers, Terminators, and Aliens all rolled into one. That was basically my teenage years and my favorite movies. So I decided I'm going to get over my anxiety. I finished my Helldivers training, ran into my first mission. I even managed to find a couple old co-workers, and we ran a few rounds. And I was pretty stoked. I felt like I might have found something special here. And then I had my first experience with the public players, and they griefed me. One day into the game, and some jerk shot me in the back with an AMR and killed me twice because his finger slipped and he missed. And his friend was just cackling like a hyena in the background. So I kicked them and I blocked them and went back to playing solo or with my real world friends. That was probably one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in gaming, assuming that this community was just like all the rest of them that I tried to get into. And I want to say I was so wrong about the people who play Helldivers, but I wasn't ready to get my main gaming account back out there. And I wanted to check it out first for myself. So I took a leap and I made a fresh newbie account just to see what it was like for a new Helldiver back in early April of 2025. And if I could go in and play nothing but public games, I could gauge how the community is by my own experience. I can say that outside of a few odd encounters, like a guy who had 2 kills during an eradicate mission and kept belching into the microphone and following me around like a lost puppy, it's been an absolutely amazing amount of fun. I've made a lot of single serving friends, I've met people from across the globe, and not one person has been anything more than maybe a little annoyed by me. Hell, one person even thanked me for helping a squad out. Their fourth didn't show up, and I dropped in as a random, and we had a great run against the Illuminate. So, even though I'm still not entirely comfortable with random players when I squad up, I'm getting over it fast. I have hesitations about joining because I'm also on daddy duty at night when I'm able to play, so I might have to walk away. But so far, anytime that that's happened, the only thing I've ever heard was, no problem, have a good one, or rarely, we can wait, it's not a big deal, and that's with random squads. Not even the Helldads, who are all amazing, and you should join in if you're a parent or support parent gamers. This community is fantastic. And even though they can get a little salty, like anyone can, mostly over things that they want the devs to do, which is an entirely different video, that I'll get to that later, it's players for players by a wide margin. If you find yourself in a group with a crappy leader or a general dumbass, don't feel bad about bailing to find another group, and don't judge us all as a whole. Just pick up your Liberator, dust off your boots, and when in doubt, dive, and dive again. I'll see you all out there.